We're back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh cards! Now, the Neo-Spacians are basically like a sub-archetype, kind of their own archetypes of the elements of heroes, but are also pretty good on their own, obviously, with their whole ability with the contact fusion, Neos itself, and, you know, the cards individually by themselves. So that is basically what we're going over today, because that is also half my regular deck. So, they're probably not in space anymore. Someone probably has them here, you know, because it came from space. Alright, moving on. For Neo Space Archetype, got Element of Hero Neos, which basically helps makes up the majority of the fusion monsters, and it's Jaden's main ace monster. Aqua Dolphin basically discard one card from your hand, and if you have a monster you feel has more attack points, if the monster is destroyed, you got Flare Scarab. For every spell card or card in your opponent's field, it gains 400 attack points essentially. If your monster opponent attacks it with a monster card, they stop their attacks and the end's battle phase. Spell cards, their attack continues with a trap card, this monster goes into defense mode. First, Air Hummingbird, for every card in your opponent's hand, you gain 500 life points. For Grand Mole, if it attacks a monster or your opponent attacks it, both cards go back to their respective opponent's hand. And also, because that part was kind of funny for 5 minutes. Dark Panther essentially gains the same, use effect, select the monster field, gains its name, and effectively its effects if, you know, the monster has any effects that can be used. Gemini might be a bit more complicated. Neos is banned, besides its really powerful effects, but also because it was literally a copyright of the previous monsters, okay? But also basically contact fusion of both Air Hummingbird and Neos. Here, Flare Neos basically has its own effect with the whole negating, but also has the mind of Flare Scarab's original effect, where for every face down on card on the spell and card on the field, it gains 400 attack points. Neospace Conductor is when it's normal summon, you can special summon one element to your Neos from either your hand or deck into defense mode. Neos Fusion really helps with the whole, well, the fusion monsters in general by sending the required fusion materials from either your deck or your hand right to the graveyard. You can summon it, but of course, you can't, it's not with the Contact Fusion. Don't worry. Contact Out has something to also play into play here, but that's a card for another video. Then you have Wrath of Neos. Basically, select one monster, elemental monster in your field, shuffle it back in the deck with Neos, and then store all cards on the field. X for basically special summon one element to Neos and as many Neo-Spacians on the field as possible in defense mode, but their effects are negated. I mean, this is mostly useful for the contact fusions, obviously. Then you got Convert Contact, where you send two Neo-Spacians, one for your hand, one for your deck to your graveyard, to then draw 2 cards. You have to make sure you don't control any monsters. Neo-Space is the field spell, where basically the fusion monsters, the element to your fusion monsters, typically are not shuffled back into your extra deck at the end of in your end phase, and they also gain 500 attack points. Well, that's pretty useful. Remember that. It's going to be useful when you contact fusion a lot. Instant Neo Space, where essentially it's the same thing, but it's an equipped spell for just one monster, and if it's sent this card leaves the field, you can set summon an element from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and then you got Space Gift. For every space on the field, and the activates card, you can draw up to 1 card. So you can have like 5 on the field, and then just draw 5 cards, you know, like normal. And that was, well, not every card. Once again, if we were to describe every itty-bitty thing about the card, an example how it worked, this video will be over like 5 years long. So we're just going over some of them. Don't worry, it'll be a part 2 for all of this, for a lot more of the other spell cards and fusion cards, though. I'll see you next time, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dying to Pokemon video. See you next time. See ya.